Hopping on a red eye. I can rest assured knowing you're on the other end of it. Looking forward to the descent and you're out. See you when I touch down. Fill my champagne, you make me pop off everywhere like confetti. I know it seems strange, you seen it last night and I miss you all. My bed is depressed, pillows a victim. Give me in chills, but my hands are sweaty. And ready to fly out. Did you get me strung out? And ready to fly out. Did you get me strung out? Hopping on a red eye. Hopping on a red eye. Hop on a red eye. Hopping on a red eye. Got a new job for a big day. You gotta go get it. You'll be gone for a few days, frozen in the heat, and ain't gon' sweat it. I'll get your distractions, the touches and get stressed. You're just a plane right away from a permanent visit. You fly out. Did you get me strung out? You fly out. Leaving it all, but I feel. Hopping on a red eye. Hopping on a red eye. Hopping on a red eye. Hopping on a red eye.
are missing out on people. Again, you're missing out on money, right? So you're always going to get this when you're dialing through VanillaSoft. Can you call me back later? Again, you want to stress that you are super important, right? You want to make it sound like you are the top floor, you own the entire office building, everything. Because again, that's giving them that sense of comfortability with you, and you are sounding important to them. You are busy, and you know what you're doing at that point, right? So yes, I can. I'm pretty booked up though, due to it being OE. But what I can make time, or excuse me, during OE. But what time would work so I could see if I could fit you in, right? Again, you're stressing how important you are. You are also building that urgency with them by mentioning it is open enrollment, right? These people are already on the phone with you. They probably still have enough time to talk to you for another 5-10 minutes as you're going through the plans, pitching them, whatever the case is, right? Every single time that I've ever talked to someone, oh yeah, I only have 5 to 10 minutes to talk. I keep them on the phone for 30 minutes every time. I'm pretty much closing them. Every single time. Again, these people aren't that busy. They're picking up the phone at that point. You're still able to talk to them and go through the pitch and advance the sale. Next. Time frame. So time frame is everything during OE. You're always wanting to mention that open enrollment ends soon, and you do not have a lot of time for these people to make their decision, right? You're going off of emotion with them, and people get emotional when it does come to, hey, we only have 2 weeks or 3 weeks left to open enrollment. Obviously, you guys know underwriters do take time to make a decision in terms of getting approved or declined, whatever the case is, right? So it's in their best interest to get a plan in place and go through the underwriting ASAP. So I know a lot of leaders say, hey, never like soft close these people, whatever the case is. But during OE, that is basically the time, not necessarily every single person to soft close them, but you can get away with it most times because again, OE, they're getting calls from literally everybody all the fucking time. Right? So again, even if you have the best rapport with them, you did the best plan for them, they're still getting calls. You're still probably going to miss out on some people that go not taken just due to other agents talking to them, regardless of what it is. You're always going to get those not takens, and it's going to affect your taken rate. You might as well soft close some people, right? Because again, it's about making money during OE. During OE, those 2 months, you can make more in those 2 months than pretty much the rest of the year. It's insane how much money can be made during OE. And again, just managing the time and building that time frame and sense of urgency for these people, that's going to make the huge difference. So next. That way.
Oh,
there you go. Condensing down your pitch. So this is also super important because you do not want to be the person that is taking hour and a half on the pitch while there's gold bars flowing, because obviously every hierarchy and leadership, they're spending extra money for you guys to make more money during OE, right? You have gold bars flowing, you have marketplace going crazy. So condensing down your pitch, if you're spending an hour and a half on the phone, you're missing out on talking to a bunch of different people and setting more appointments and making more money. Super important, right? So really what I do during OE is I condense down my pitch to 20, maybe 30 minutes max every single time that I'm talking to someone. You're really only touching on key points for the plan that fits them, okay? If you go next. So obviously everyone pretty much pitches Health Sherpa, right? Does everyone?
Yeah.
Cool. So once you do your intro with the person on VanillaSoft and you're going through the screen share and everything, you're first off going to Health Sherpa to kind of get their idea what they're really looking for in terms of coverage and comparing pricing compared to our plans, right? So when I am doing the Health Sherpa pitch during OE, again, I'm making this super quick, but I'm giving them all the information that they need and every key point to touch on, right? So, of course, when I get to Health Sherpa, how familiar are you with health insurance, HMOs, PPOs, those things? No? Okay, so HMO is a state-based coverage. You only have coverage for certain doctors and hospitals within the state you live in, and then you need a referral from a primary care to go see a specialist. PPO is nationwide, travels with you in and out of state wherever you go. You get to pick and choose your doctors and hospitals, and then you don't need a referral to see a specialist. You can see a specialist right away. Now, deductible, that's the amount of money you pay out of pocket until the insurance company kicks in and starts to help you with medical bills. Out of pocket max, that's the most you pay in the event of a catastrophic situation. Say you had a $100,000 medical bill, you pay your out of pocket max, insurance covers the rest, no questions asked. Does that all make sense, Mr. Client? Okay, cool. Now, as we are looking at these plans, you have 55 plans available for you. These first ones that we're seeing on this left side right here, these are going to be the bronze level plans. These are the lowest premium plans on the public markets. Again, these are going to be low premium, high deductible. And then what I'll do is show this first one. This first one's going to be through Ambetter. It's coming in at $961 a month, $8,000 deductible, and a $9,000 out-of-pocket max, or $8,000 out-of-pocket max. And then if we go into the plan details, and that's where the second slide comes in, as you can see, before deductibles met, you're paying full price for pretty much everything. Your primary care visits full price, specialist visits full price. The only thing you get for free is your preventative care. That's going to be your once-a-year physicals, the mammograms, pap smears for the ladies. Does that make sense? Okay, perfect. Awesome. Next. Now, I also do show gold as well. So I want to give them both sides of public market, right? I want the lower premium, high deductible, but I also want the higher premium, lower deductible plans, so I can get an idea of where they're kind of like laying in terms of what they're looking for in terms of coverage, budget, whatever, right? So when it does come to the gold plans, I switch from bronze. I'm like, okay, as we were looking at these bronze plans, let's go ahead and switch to gold just so we can compare side by side in terms of pricing and coverage. So this first one that we're seeing on the gold level, obviously it's coming in way more expensive, $1,300, but you do have a extremely low deductible coming at $750 and a lower out-of-pocket max at $7,500. Okay. Now, if we go into the plan details of these gold level plans, you're pretty much going to have co-pays for everything, right? So primary care visit $35, specialist visit $55. Again, your preventative care is always going to be no charge. Does that make sense? Okay, gotcha. Yeah, when it comes to paying money into the monthly premium, the more you pay, the better coverage you get. Does that make sense as well? Okay, cool. Now, in terms of that, are you more leaning towards like bronze level, gold level? Is this realistically what you were like expecting in terms of coverage? Yes? Okay, gotcha. Perfect. And then I go ahead and switch over to private market. Next. Now, before I actually switch over to this, I still have the screen share on public markets, because if you do switch over immediately before you are kind of explaining to them how private market works in terms of medical underwriting, they're not paying attention to what you're doing. So when you're explaining the differences between public and private market's medically underwritten. Are you familiar with medical underwriting by chance? No? Okay. Medical underwriting is a two-step process that they take to mitigate the risk and approve you for the policy. First step is submitting an application, consists of your demographic info, medical records, effective date, and method of payment for the premium. Does that make sense? Cool. Now the next step is getting a phone call from the insurance company to confirm everything they put on the application. You guys know what I just did right there, explaining that? No one? No one? Basically, so I'm framing everything that I need for us to submit the application. So I'm explaining I do need your banking, I need the medical records and everything like that. So I'm framing that for them before I even show them the options, right? So that's already kind of in their head. Oh yeah, I do have to provide my banking information to get this policy, right? So I'm addressing objections that could come up further down the road immediately right there, right? If they have something to say about it, they'll say it then. Oh, I have to provide my banking? Yes, you're buying insurance. Anything you buy online, you have to provide some sort of method of payment. Cool? All right, so after I explain that, I go, based on their situation, of course, I pick the plan, tailor it, whatever, right? So our plan pitch, this first one that we're looking at, this is going to be through United Healthcare. It's going to be a PPO. So like I said before, PPO is nationwide, travels with you in and out of state, and you don't need that referral to see a specialist, okay? This coverage is coming in at $242 a month, and with it, you get these different sections. So we'll go section by section. This first one is your basic medical. Basic medical is going to be your doctor's visits, specialist visits, labs, imaging, prescriptions, those things. And then I bring up the popular plan features, looks like this. I really only go over these couple things right here. I don't go over the rest of the stuff, so that's why I cut it out here. But to go over this, how I explain this, all those things I just mentioned is a $0 deductible. Now, that doesn't mean everything's free. It just means the insurance company's helping you out with medical bills right away. So with how the benefits are laid out, for doctor's office visits, you get 6 visits per person per policy year of $75. Any unused visits roll over to the next year. Then I also do bring up an explanation and benefits to show how that is actually like billed through the insurance company, right? I'm sure does everyone show explanation of benefits? Cool. So again, it's going to show your provider discounts, the benefit $75, and then what the client has left to pay. Generally, on average, it ranges anywhere from 10 to 25 for primary care, 30 to 50 for a specialist. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. Awesome. Now, go back. Now, for the next section is going to be your catastrophic coverage or your max out of pocket. Keep in mind, this is that worst case scenario in the event, say you have heart attack, stroke, cancer, need surgery, $100,000 bill, $1 million bill. Worst case scenario is $3,000. Everything else is covered by the insurance company 100%. Does that make sense? Cool. And then, of course, you pitch an association, however you guys pitch an association. Yeah, it's a membership for being a United Healthcare member. It includes a telemed service. Boom, done. Right? So in that time, that's like 10, 15 minutes of just going over the policies. I literally pitched everything that I needed to, touch on everything. I'm not leaving out any information. I'm just condensing down the pitch. I'm not going and staying on Health Sherpa for 30 minutes as they're like, okay, I want to see the copays for this. If they do ask that, yes, you can go over that super quick, but you don't need to give like major examples all the time and just expand on that pitch. Again, you're trying to save time by talking to as many people as you can. It's open enrollment. You're getting gold bars constantly, right? And you're missing out on money. Next, having your automation down is also super important. For when you are emailing someone after the pitch, say you didn't close and they're like, oh yeah, can you email me that plan? I want to talk to my wife or my husband, or I just want to like really think about it, right? So you want to have an email that mentions a time frame to push for a sooner follow-up, right? And if you go to the next slide, this is my example of like a open enrollment email that I have. So my regular email is pretty much just this and down. So for open enrollment, I have this added up here. So keep in mind the underwriters do take time to make a decision on medical records. Due to the open enrollment time frame takes longer to hear back, would recommend going through the info, making a decision as soon as possible so we make sure you are covered for 2025. Again, it's all about creating that urgency. That will give them an emotional response to be like, oh shit, I need to make a decision as soon as possible. Because again, you are mentioning as well, underwriters do take time to make a decision on your approval or your decline. If we wait till December 15th or whenever open enrollment ends, if they extend it to January 15th, if you wait till that last day and you get declined, you're fucked. Okay, does that make sense? Yes. So again, right? So, but again, I am always creating that urgency with every person that I talk to multiple times throughout the pitch, right? Again, that's the most important thing in terms of creating that emotional response to get them to buy. Cool. Next. All right, now making sure you have a referral text is also super important. So when you do sell someone during open enrollment, most likely they have either family members, coworkers, friends, whatever the case is, also looking for insurance at the same time, right? Say you save them $300, $400 a month on that premium and got them a better deductible. Everyone in America is looking for health insurance. Hey clients, I just saved you this much money. Send me to your husband, your wife, whatever the case is, your daughter. I don't give a fuck. It could be your dog, right? Literally every single person is on the look for health insurance, right? So it's super important that you do have a referral text that's going to explain that, right? So usually how I set up a referral text for open enrollment, hey, due to open enrollment, I am doing a higher bonus in terms of if you refer someone to me and I'm able to put them in a better position or at least save them a little bit of money, I do offer this as like a thank you for growing my book of business, right? Super simple and it's clean. Again, you're still mentioning that open enrollment time frame. So you're creating that urgency, even in the referral text, to be like, hey, just send them my contact. Hey, reach out to this guy. He's an insurance broker. Boom, done, over, right? And again, referrals are the easiest people to close. You already built that trust with that first person, so that next person that they refer to you, probably going to trust you too, and that's an easy close, right? Oh yeah, you want the same plan as them? Okay, cool. This is the cost, boom, done, right? Again, it's super, super important that you are constantly creating that urgency with every single person you talk to and managing the time during OE. There's so much money to be made. so much going on, and everyone's busy. Everyone's looking for health insurance. Cool. I think that's it. Is that it?
That is it.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So, any. All right, any questions? Any questions? Concerns? What's up?
How do you set up the transition from the marketplace to the private one?
Like, in terms of like explaining the differences, or what do you mean? Like when I go from pitching like Health Sherpa to private market?
Yeah.
Yeah, so again, I kind of bring it up like, hey, in terms of those policies we just went over for public market, is there any there that you were like expecting? Is this kind of what you're expecting in terms of what's available to you? How's that with you? Bronze level, gold level? Do you like what you see? Cool. All right. So I am going to switch over to private market. Again, private market, there are differences. You do get medically underwritten. Are you familiar with medical underwriting? And then I explain the differences. Right? So I'm not closing them on public market. I'm still just laying out different options. Right? Cool. Anyone else? Damn, I guess I just had an amazing presentation and this shows
I think they just want to get the hell out of here.
Okay, that's fine. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for attending.
You don't know how you met me, you don't know why you can't turn around and say goodbye. All you know is when I'm with you, I make you free and swim through your veins like a fish in the sea.